Right now, someone is building a psychological ladder underneath you, and you're climbing it one small step at a time toward your exploitation. It started with something innocent, maybe lending them $5, staying 10 minutes late at work, or doing a small favor for a friend. But here's the terrifying truth. That wasn't kindness you were showing. That was the first rung on a compliance ladder designed to trap you. Did you know that 89% of people who fall victim to central manipulation start by saying yes to something completely harmless? The most dangerous predators don't ask for everything at once. They build a psychological staircase where each small yes makes the following request seem reasonable until you agree to things you would have immediately refused just weeks earlier. In the next 30 minutes, I will expose the compliance ladder, the most insidious manipulation technique ever discovered. You'll learn how small requests become psychological chains, why your brain betrays you at each step, and most importantly, recognize when someone is building a ladder underneath you before you climb too high to get down safely. Welcome back to Shadow Psyche, where we expose the daily dark psychology tactics used against you and teach you how to protect yourself. I'm Brian, and over the past 15 years, I've studied the psychological mechanisms that allow manipulators to gradually gain control over their victims without them ever realizing what's happening. Today, we're diving deep into the compliance ladder, also known as the foot-in-the-door technique, one of the most potent and dangerous manipulation methods because it feels completely natural while it's happening. This isn't just about saying no more often. It's about understanding how your brain's consistency mechanisms are being weaponized against you to create psychological slavery, one small step at a time. By the end of this video, you'll understand precisely how the compliance ladder works, recognize when someone is using it against you, and have a complete framework for maintaining your freedom while still being helpful to people who deserve your assistance. But first, let me be clear. This information is for protection and awareness only. We teach recognition and defense, never manipulation or exploitation of others. The psychology of progressive compliance, the consistency principle in your brain. To understand how the compliance ladder works, you need to understand one of the most potent forces in human psychology: the need for consistency. Your brain is wired to maintain consistency between your actions, beliefs, and self-image. When you do something, your mind automatically adjusts your beliefs and identity to match that behavior. This isn't conscious. It's an automatic psychological process that happens below your awareness. This consistency drive exists because it helped our ancestors survive. Consistent and reliable people were more likely to be trusted by their tribe, which meant better access to resources and protection. Your brain still operates on this ancient programming, creating powerful psychological pressure to remain consistent with your previous actions and commitments. The compliance ladder exploits this by getting you to take small actions that create a new self-image, and then use that self-image to justify increasingly larger requests. Once you see yourself as someone who helps, someone flexible, or someone who's part of the team, your brain will pressure you to act consistently with that identity, even when it's against your best interests. The escalation mechanism. The compliance ladder works through a process called graduated commitment. Each small compliance makes the following request seem more reasonable by comparison. Your brain uses your previous behavior as a reference point for what's normal and acceptable. If you've already said yes to 10 small requests, the 11th, slightly larger request doesn't seem like a big deal. This escalation happens so gradually that you don't notice the overall pattern. Each request seems reasonable when compared to what you've already agreed to. It's like slowly turning up the heat on a frog in water. By the time you realize what's happening, you're already trapped. The most dangerous aspect is that each compliance changes your brain chemistry. Every time you say yes, your brain releases small amounts of dopamine and oxytocin, creating positive associations with compliance. Over time, saying yes to this person becomes psychologically rewarding, making it even harder to refuse larger requests. Why smart people fall for this? Intelligent, capable people are often the most vulnerable to compliance ladder manipulation because they pride themselves on being helpful, reliable, and consistent. Their self-image as competent individuals makes them more susceptible to requests that appeal to these qualities. High-achieving people also tend to have strong consistency drives because consistency has been rewarded throughout their lives. They've learned that following through on commitments leads to success, so their brains are primed to maintain consistency even when it's being exploited. Additionally, intelligent people often believe they can recognize manipulation, which makes them overconfident and less vigilant. They think they would notice if someone took advantage of them, so they ignore the gradual escalation pattern that defines compliance ladder manipulation. The 5 stages of compliance ladder manipulation. Stage 1. Target assessment and relationship building. The compliance ladder doesn't start with requests. It begins with the manipulator studying you to understand your values, motivations, and psychological vulnerabilities. They're looking for what psychologists call compliance triggers, the specific appeals most likely to get you to say yes. During this stage, they observe how you respond to different requests. Do you respond better to logical arguments or emotional appeals? Are you motivated by helping others, achieving goals, or gaining recognition? Do you have strong needs for approval, consistency, or social acceptance? They're building a psychological profile that will guide their manipulation strategy. They also work to establish themselves as likable, trustworthy, and similar to you. They might share personal information to create false intimacy, find common interests or values, or position themselves as someone who understands and appreciates you. This relationship building is crucial because people are much more likely to comply with requests from people they like and trust. Stage 2. The initial commitment. Setting the hook. The first actual request in a compliance ladder is carefully chosen to be something you'll almost certainly agree to. It might be something you would do anyway, something that aligns with your values, or something so small that refusing would seem petty or unreasonable. The key is that this initial request establishes a pattern of compliance and begins to shape your self-image of the manipulator. If they ask you to help with something small and you agree, you start to see yourself as someone who helps this person, or someone who's part of this group. This initial commitment also serves as a psychological anchor. Once you've said yes to something, your brain uses that as a reference point for future requests. The manipulator can later say things like, "You helped me before," or "I know I can count on you," to leverage this initial compliance. Stage 3. Gradual escalation. Building the ladder. Once the initial compliance is established, the manipulator gradually increases their request's size, frequency, or impact. Each new request is only slightly larger than the previous one, making it reasonable by comparison. This gradual escalation is crucial because it prevents you from noticing the overall pattern. The escalation might involve increasing time commitments, asking for more valuable resources, requesting more personal favors, or involving you in activities that compromise your values or boundaries. Each step is a natural progression from what you've already agreed to. During this stage, the manipulator reinforces your compliance with praise, gratitude, and social rewards. They make you feel good about helping them, strengthening the psychological association between compliance and positive emotions. This positive reinforcement makes you more likely to say yes to future requests. Stage 4. Identity integration. This is who you are. As the pattern of compliance continues, the manipulator begins explicitly linking your behavior to your identity. They start describing you in terms that reinforce your compliance. You're so helpful. You're such a team player. You're the kind of person who cares about others. This identity integration is psychologically powerful because it makes refusing future requests feel like betraying your self-image. If you see yourself as helpful, saying no to a request for help creates cognitive dissonance, an uncomfortable mental state that your brain tries to resolve by maintaining consistency with your self-image. The manipulator might also contrast you with others who are less compliant. You're not like those selfish people. You understand what's really important. Or, you're one of the few people I can really count on. This creates a sense of special status you don't want to lose by refusing requests. Stage 5. Exploitation and entrapment. In the final stage, the manipulator makes requests significantly larger than you agreed. Still, by this point, you're psychologically trapped by your own consistency needs and identity commitments. You've climbed so high on the compliance ladder that refusing seems impossible without admitting you've been manipulated. These final requests might involve significant time commitments, financial contributions, compromising your values or relationships, or engaging in activities that serve the manipulator's interests at your own expense. The manipulator leverages everything you've already done to justify these larger requests. You might feel confused or uncomfortable about the requests at this stage, but your brain rationalizes compliance by pointing to all your previous agreements. I've already come this far. I can't back out now. Or, this person is counting on me. Become the internal justifications that keep you trapped. The neuroscience of escalating commitment. How your brain gets rewired for compliance. Each time you comply with a request, your brain undergoes subtle but significant changes that make future compliance more likely. The neurotransmitter pathways associated with reward and social bonding become more active when you interact with the manipulator, creating positive associations that override your rational analysis. Dopamine release during compliance creates what psychologists call behavioral conditioning. Your brain begins associating saying yes to this person with feeling good, making compliance feel natural and rewarding. Over time, this conditioning becomes so strong that you might feel anxious or guilty when you consider saying no. Oxytocin, often called the bonding hormone, is also released during positive social interactions. When the manipulator expresses gratitude or praise for your compliance, your brain releases oxytocin, which strengthens your emotional connection to them and makes you more motivated to help them in the future. The sunk cost fallacy in relationships. As you invest more time, energy, and resources in complying with someone's requests, your brain becomes increasingly reluctant to waste that investment by stopping. This is the sunk cost fallacy, the tendency to continue investing in something because you've already invested so much, even when continuing is not in your best interest. Each compliance act becomes a sunk cost in compliance ladder manipulation, making it harder to refuse future requests. Your brain calculates that all your previous help will be wasted if you don't continue helping, creating powerful psychological pressure to maintain the pattern, even when you recognize it's harmful. The manipulator often reinforces this by reminding you of everything you've already done. After all the time you've invested in this, considering how much you've already helped, or given everything we've accomplished together. These statements activate your sunk cost psychology and make refusing to feel like you are losing everything you've invested. Cognitive dissonance and self-justification. When you feel uncomfortable about the escalating requests, your brain experiences cognitive dissonance, the mental discomfort when your actions conflict with your beliefs or values. Instead of recognizing the manipulation, your brain often resolves this dissonance by changing your beliefs to match your behavior. You might tell yourself that the requests aren't unreasonable, that you're helping someone who needs it, or that this is just what good people do. These self-justifications protect your self-image as an intelligent, autonomous person while allowing the manipulation to continue. The manipulator encourages this self-justification by providing ready-made explanations for your compliance. You're just being a good friend. This is what teamwork looks like. Or, you understand the bigger picture. These explanations help you rationalize your behavior and reduce the cognitive dissonance that might otherwise alert you to the manipulation. Recognition and resistance strategies. Recognizing the compliance ladder pattern. The first step in protecting yourself is learning to recognize when someone is building a compliance ladder underneath you. Look for patterns of gradually increasing requests, especially from people who seem unusually interested in your helpfulness or reliability. Pay attention to how you feel after interactions. If you consistently think you've agreed to more than you intended, you might be experiencing compliance ladder manipulation. Watch for language that links your identity to your compliance. You're the kind of person who, "I know I can count on you because," or "You're not like other people who." These statements are designed to make refusing to feel like betraying your self-image. Be particularly alert when someone frequently reminds you of past favors or help you've provided. While gratitude is everyday, constantly referencing your previous compliance is often a manipulation tactic to pressure you into future compliance. The pause and reflect protocol. When someone makes a request, especially if you've helped them before, implement a pause and reflect protocol before responding. Ask yourself, is this request larger than I've agreed to? Am I being pressured to maintain consistency with previous actions? Would I agree to this request if it came from a stranger? Consider the overall pattern of requests, rather than just the current one. If someone's requests have been gradually increasing in size or frequency, that's a red flag that you might be on a compliance ladder. Trust your instincts if something feels off, even if you can't articulate exactly what's wrong. Setting preemptive boundaries. The best defense against compliance ladder manipulation is setting clear boundaries before the manipulation begins. Decide in advance what types of requests you're willing to consider and your limits. Having predetermined boundaries makes it easier to say no when under pressure. Communicate your boundaries clearly and early in relationships. Let people know what you're comfortable with and what you're not. This prevents manipulators from gradually pushing your limits because you've already established where the lines are. The reset strategy. If you realize you're already on a compliance ladder, you can implement the reset strategy. This involves acknowledging that your previous compliance doesn't obligate you to future compliance. You can change your mind, set new boundaries, or withdraw from situations that no longer serve your interests. When implementing a reset, be prepared for pushback from the manipulator. They might accuse you of being inconsistent, unreliable, or selfish. Remember that these are manipulation tactics designed to get you back on the compliance ladder. Your previous help was a gift, not a contract for future compliance. Now that you understand how the compliance ladder works, here's your immediate protection protocol. Action Step 1. The Compliance Pattern Audit. For the next week, log every request someone makes of you, no matter how small. Write down who made the request, what they asked for, whether you agreed, and how the request compares to previous requests from the same person. This will help you identify any compliance ladder patterns in your current relationships. Pay special attention to people whose requests have gradually increased in size, frequency, or personal cost. These are the relationships where you're most likely to be experiencing compliance ladder manipulation. Action Step 2: the boundary clarification exercise. This week, write down your boundaries for different types of relationships. What will you do for family members, friends, colleagues, and acquaintances? What are your limits in terms of time, money, and personal resources? Having these boundaries written down makes recognizing when someone is trying to push past them easier. Practice communicating these boundaries in low-stakes situations. The more comfortable you become with setting limits, the easier it is to maintain them under pressure. Action Step 3: the 24-hour response rule. Starting today, implement a 24-hour waiting period before agreeing to any significant request. When someone asks for help, say, "Let me check my schedule and get back to you tomorrow." This gives you time to evaluate the request objectively and consider whether it fits the pattern of escalating compliance. Use this time to ask yourself, would I agree to this request if it came from someone I'd never helped before? If the answer is no, then your previous compliance is being used to manipulate you into agreement. This week's challenge: practice saying, "I need to think about that," when anyone makes a request that feels larger than what you've agreed to before. Use this phrase at least 3 times this week with different people. Notice how they respond. People making legitimate requests will be okay with you taking time to consider, while manipulators will often pressure you for an immediate answer. I want to hear your experiences with escalating requests, but please be careful about what you share publicly. In the comments below, tell me if you've ever noticed a pattern in which someone's requests gradually grew over time. Don't share specific details about people in your life, but let us know if you recognize the compliance ladder pattern from your experience. If this video helped you understand why you sometimes agree to things you don't want to, consider sharing it with someone you trust. Understanding the compliance ladder helps protect everyone from this insidious form of manipulation. Next week, we're exploring gaslighting, how manipulators make you question your reality and memory. You'll learn the specific techniques they use and how to protect your sanity from psychological assault. If you found this deep dive into the compliance ladder valuable, hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell. We post new protection strategies every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and each video builds on the previous ones to create a complete psychological defense system. Give this video a thumbs up if it helped you understand how small requests can lead to significant manipulation. Your engagement helps us reach more people who need this critical information about psychological protection. Check out our complete dark psychology defense playlist for those ready to go deeper into manipulation, recognition, and defense. We cover everything from recognizing emotional manipulation to building unshakable boundaries. Each video provides specific, actionable strategies for protecting yourself in different environments. Understanding the compliance ladder isn't about becoming unhelpful or refusing all requests. It's about maintaining conscious control over your decisions and ensuring that your helpfulness serves people who deserve it, not those who would exploit it. True friends and colleagues will respect your boundaries and won't use your previous kindness to manipulate you into future compliance. Stay protected, stay conscious, and remember, your previous yes doesn't obligate you to future yes answers. Each request deserves consideration based on your current circumstances and boundaries. I'll see you in the following video, exploring how gaslighting attacks your perception of reality.